What's going on, everybody, and what's going on, folks? My name is David, and I'm your legendary host of this legendary podcast, the Deconstructed Topic Podcast. But you know what? Deconstructed, we always talk a little bit of everything: motivation, inspiration, a little bit of history, a little bit of whatever it is, whatever current events. We touching it. Just about 99.9% of the things that's going out there in the world. Oh, we talking about it. So let's go. Let's go. But today I got a little special as I'm recording this. It is my birthday. Let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Right? But anyways, that's fine. All great and dandy. But at the same time, here in the United States, or let's just say in the U.S., as I'm recording this, traveling out of the U.S. continental. So I'm just doing my thing, whatever the case might be. But listen to my voice, how hopefully will bring that energy. When you hear my voice, it's the legendary podcast, Deconstructing Topics. Let's go. Let's make it happen. But anyways, you already know. You can find me anywhere. On Tigo's TV as well. Download that app. Beautiful people out there just doing beautiful things, beautiful content, independent. Think on your own. That's why you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to go out there, subscribe, do your little thing on that network. You can hear me on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. And as I'm recording this, I'm doing a little bit of a special Thanksgiving thing. You know what I mean? I think Thanksgiving is one of those days here in the United States that is covered, and it has sometimes a little bit of, controversy behind it. But if, and I'm not going to say if, but history has shown, the history of humans have shown that there's always a time depending, I'm not even going to say depending, a lot of cultures, whether it's in Europe, South America, Native, Indigenous, Christians, Muslims, my understanding is that even in the United States, there is always a time where people do celebrate something that is similar, or at least assimilate, where you are taking time to think, or at least thank the harvest time, the things that you have done. Basically, they take time where a lot of people, again, in different cultures, different countries, there are those who have the means to help those who don't have. And sometimes those who don't have, there's a lot of circumstances. And I want to bring this up because, again, these are things that I've reported throughout my podcast, is that there are times as humans, as we live in this world, we want to be grateful for what we have, but we also want to share and help those brothers and sisters out there and those in between that you want to help, you want to do your thing, you want to do your part. But sadly, sometimes it's the circumstances, you know what I mean? And sometimes we as humans, whether we live in a part where there's a recent earthquake, flood, something to that effect, something that's out of our circumstance, that's always been what life is. Now, again, I'm going to emphasize that sometimes in the United States, there are things that are out of our circumstances, and what happens that we kind of fall back, we get a little bit depressed. Then when it comes to depressed, I always said it leads to procrastination. It's always have been known, especially lately, as more people are beginning, or at least understanding more of the brain, because that brain, how that works, man, we we out there. We just touching the surface. Woo! Yes, as we touching that brain, we still sometimes think like, when we are complacent, or sometimes when we procrastinate, that's just us being lazy. No, it's always a form of depression. Sometimes you're always going to remember when you stop doing things in your life that's going to help you because of whatever circumstance. Always remember there's always something going on in your life. You're going to notice that. It's very rare that when people stop doing something just because they have the luxury to not do something, which a lot of people cannot afford. That's one of the things where it has more value than money, is that, thing of we always got to do something, whether it's our family, whatever, friends, all that in between. You already know your job, your vocation, whatever you do. But in this episode, we're talking about Thanksgiving, and we're talking about in the sense of giving thanks. Not only that, when you wake up, I always said, be grateful. Always remind yourself You're going to think of 100 things, and 99 of those 100 is going to be bad. It only takes that one thing for you to say, oof, let me get up. Give thanks. We making it happen. We breathing. We doing a lot of stuff. We walking. Whatever it is, whatever is going on. There's a lot of people that have circumstances that unfortunately they won't be able to walk. They won't be able to stand up. They won't be able to do this, do that. But I've come across that there are people that are limited, whether it's physically, mentally, or whatever. They find a way. You know what I'm saying? They find a way. And everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm not that type of person that if this person can do it, you could do it. Everybody's different because it comes down to that mental thing. And it comes down to what you believe. It comes down to that discipline. So you're going to grab things and you're going to say, you're going to start by thanking the things that you have. And if you don't have much, just remember that you're still going to wake up as you're listening to this. You got to say thanks to something. And that's yourself. You're alive, well, kicking, ready to do something crazy. When you're alive, wanting to wake up doing something, then we here. Let's, give yourself a round of applause. Ooh, 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 ooh. For the fact that as you're listening to this, you're saying to yourself, hey, I am alive. Let's go. You know what to do with that power now that you are beginning to realize, oh man, I'm here. I'm grateful to be alive, well, and kicking. What are you going to do, right? What's in your pocket? You got no change. You don't hear no change. You don't hear nothing. What's in your bank account? Okay, things are rough. I hear you. Are you working, not working? You got laid off because of AI. Whatever the case might be, what are you going to do and what are you going to do to give? And that's one of the things in life, once again, as humans. And listen, I tell people, maybe this is outside of the realm of Deconstructing Topic podcast, but I ain't going to be naive about things. We part of this goddamn universe. I'm over here recording, looking at the sky. The sky is looking clear. It's looking beautiful in this morning. And within the next 10 seconds, it's a spaceship coming out like, what the hell you came from? Mother, what? I'm just saying, I'm not going to try to be naive here. Stuff could happen beyond our realm of what it is. So in other words, time is ticking. We don't know. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We don't know what the hell is going to come and gobble this earth. Whether it's humans going to destroy this earth or something more powerful that's out there. I ain't going to be naive about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be naive. You understand? I'm not going to be ignorant about, hey, listen, we don't know. Well, David, is there any proof? It doesn't matter. The whole point is that, hey, listen, we can never put our guards down, and that's the whole thing about giving. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about doing something. That's the whole thing of, man, I'm down, but hey, listen, there's a battle out there for you to do. Gather the troops, gather everybody at the table, do something, and I'm telling you, us humans got to rise above whatever it is, because going back to what I'm saying, us as humans, we only have each other. And at the end of the day, there are stuff we still here in this earth. We still here in the grounds of Mother Nature. When Mother Nature gets angry, you already know. That's one crazy bee. And she doesn't care. She doesn't take names. Because if we do harm to this beautiful, beautiful world, harm is going to come to our door like, cluck, cluck, cluck. Hello. You know what I'm saying? It's a flood. It's an earthquake. It's a lot of things. It's a snowstorm. It's a blizzard. It's a northeaster, southeaster. Whatever Easter, that's an Easter that's on the winter. You know what I mean? And that's where we are with that situation. We want to grab the word thanks and we're going to say give it. Some people are going to be like, well, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving with the turkey. That's fine. Remember, turkey, the food is a symbol. Now, I want you to keep in mind now, here in the United States, just to give you a little brief history, is that even prior to the individuals that came from another continent called Europe to this western side of this world where it had no name, I believe, different natives that had, Seminoles, Cherokees, Pequots, all these, you know what I mean? Especially the Pequots up in the Northeast. The fact that these individuals came in and they noticed how these people during harvest time, which is the fall, which is the autumn, it's what we call September, October, November, December, favorite time of the year, my favorite time, because it feels that there's a good crops that are growing, the pumpkins, the squashes, all that good stuff. They saw these individuals, and I'm like, wait a minute, you guys party more than us. We over here, like, we only party once a week on Sundays, even sometimes, whatever, depending. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys party all the time. Party all the time, party all the time. Woo! But the fact is that even then, those natives, I know that there are those natives, and I call them natives because they were in this land before. I don't want to call them, sometimes I could call them Native Indians. Definitely not going to call them Native American for some reason. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. I'm just saying. The fact that there were some type of celebration during the harvest where everybody got together. Everybody put their spears down. Everybody got there and put their rocks down. Everybody put their pistols down. And let's freaking eat. Let's give food. Let's share. The concept of what they call a potluck in the United States, where people at work or even people who throw a party, everybody bring a dish, bring something. The cookies, the turkey, whatever the case might be. The bears, the reindeers. What they used to eat back then, it was something a little bit different than the menu that we got now, you know. I already said, hey, listen, Thanksgiving got co-opted by, you know, certain people from certain parts of this world. You know what I mean? But we're not going to get there. Because this podcast, this episode is all about something about giving thanks. Trust me, even if you don't want to do the celebration as of what that symbol is, corporate symbol, you cannot ignore the fact that you cannot take time to do thanks and you could do giving. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I know that in the Muslim, there's one of the holidays, El-Fitr, and it's one of those things that it has the similarity where people kind of get together, they eat, they help, they do sometimes collect clothes for those who are in need in their communities. And I'm just saying, I want people to, as they listen to this, don't be like, hey, you know, okay, I'm going to say, well, the white man, you know, did this. And I'm like, yo, if you look at the history of humanity, depending on what culture, there's a lot of people that celebrate something. And if you want to go there, what, the Aztecs, they, you know, little crazy stuff. You already know my people, the Aztecs over there. There's some crazy stuff, but hey, who are us to judge if that's what their thing was? Whatever it is that they're celebrating, you know what I mean? Hey, maybe I would have been celebrating with them like, hey, okay, what are you doing with that body? Okay, all right. I see what you're doing. I hate it to sound a little bit morbid, but I want people to understand is that there's a lot of cultures and traditions that actually been around this world for a long time, and it gets co-opted. So let's with that, once again, give that little thanks, give that little give, and do something crazy. If whatever you want to do, eat, whatever it is, a cupcake, a Twinkie, stuffed turkey. Hey, I tend to like to eat the lambs in the Thanksgiving. That's just me. You know, I love my lamb. Leg of the lamb, leg of the lamb. Let's go. That's just me. But I always remember. I always give thanks, and always, sometimes, I like to use this time of harvest to reset myself as well. And I don't, you know, sometimes if you want to do the New Year's thing, you already know. Because sometimes what it is that you're harvesting, not just food, but you're also harvesting your soul, your mind, your body. You know what I mean? This is the time that sometimes, I cannot say even our tradition, not even our tradition, but the fact that sometimes we are living in a world we turn to consumers because holidays coming, Christmas is coming. You know what I'm saying? And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and then that's when our bodies start to kind of like, the cooking, the gifting, the boom, 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 boom. Loneliness, stress, work, wow, doom, woo, all that good stuff. Take this time, because once again, I did say thanks, and I say giving, but make this time for you to give thanks and for you to give that gift of resetting your soul, your body, your heart, your mind. Let's effing go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little nice podcast. You already know, D-constructing Topic podcast. We in it everywhere. We in it to win it. We making it happen. You already know. Holla at the kid. You have any questions? All the info will be under my description to wherever you are listening to. And please take time to go to your laptop, hit the like, comment, all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody who's listening to everywhere, anywhere. I don't discriminate. Earth, Mercury, Mars, the sun. If you like something hot, you already know. Let's make it happen. Deconstructing Topic Podcast, and I'm out of here.